Every year when a new version of Madden drops, I always do a franchise, and last year Madden NFL 18, I did the Cleveland Browns. We got them to win the Super Bowl, and to be honest, that was a lot of fun, but I want to mix it up this year. I want to go with a different team other than the Browns. I personally think the Browns will actually do okay this season. So we looked at the different teams, looked at kind of the teams that were bad last year that have an opportunity to grow a little bit, and the team that I chose for this season is going to be the New York Jets. Now, for this franchise mode, I'm going to create myself as a head coach. We're going to rock with the thin body type, skin tone 4, face number 1, and of course, we're rocking the sweatsuit because that's all that really matters. And for those of you that care about my playbooks, Cleveland's going to be offensive, and defensive will be Minnesota. For difficulty, we'll be using all pro with a game speed of fast. We're going to be rocking a simulation game style, and if you want to know about the quarter length, we're going to be rocking an 8-minute quarter length. In terms of my plans for this season, we're going to go through at least a couple of years in this franchise mode. And you guys, again, leaving me comments down below, telling me what players I should trade, what players I should trade for, who should be starting, who should be cut from the team. All of that stuff matters for me, and I want to involve you guys as much as humanly possible. But the biggest thing for me is that if you guys are hyped for this series and you want to see more, 1, make sure you guys crush the like button. Let's get 1,000 likes in this video. And 2, make sure you guys subscribe so you can always catch these episodes as I drop them on my YouTube channel. Now, a guy that's sitting in free agency that I think can help our team pretty immediately is Jeremy Maclin. Look, he's a guy that still has good speed, he's a deep threat, and I think he'd be pretty good in New York. So we're going to go ahead and sign him to the Jets, and hopefully it'll be a good move. Now, we're in desperate need of a young running back that can really carry this team, and I don't really like what we have on the roster. So the Bengals have Joe Mixon, who's not really getting the carries he deserves, so we're going to say Teddy Bridgewater, a 3rd rounder for Joe Mixon. Make it happen, Cincinnati. Oh, to my surprise, it actually worked. Now, with Bilal Powell on our team not really being the best fit for us, and he's 29 years of age, we're going to try to trade him and get a little bit of cap space. So for him, we go for the 4th rounder that goes over to the Broncos, and the Broncos take it, which we maybe could have got a 3rd, but I'll take a 4th at this point. Now that we've made a few moves, I went ahead and simmed to the regular season, and it's time to set a season goal and see just what we're going to shoot for. And honestly, I'm saying 8 wins. I don't know how good this team is going to be. We have a lot of holes to fill still. We need to get some draft picks in there too, so we got to trade some higher players. So I'm going to say we're going to commit to an 8-win season for the Jets. Now that we've made a few moves going into open day, here's what our roster is going to look like. So Sam Darnold will be our starting quarterback at a 75 overall. I'm going to put him ahead of Josh McCown because I got to find out if this dude can get it done from day one. At running back, we're going to have Joe Mixon as our starter. Isaiah Crowell would be our backup, but he actually broke his wrist in preseason, so he's out for 6 weeks. At fullback, we're going to have Lawrence Thomas. At wide receiver, we're going to have Robbie Anderson, Jermaine Kearse, Jeremy Maclin, Quincy Enunwa, Terrell Pryor Sr., and our Darius Stewart. At tight end, we're going to have Clive Walford. Again, I've got to do better at tight end. We'll see what we can get in the draft maybe, or maybe someone in free agency in the offseason, but tight end's looking a little suspect. At left tackle, we have Kelvin Beachum. At left guard, we're going to have James Carpenter. At center, we're going to have Spencer Long. Right guard is going to be Richie Incognito, who we signed in free agency. At right tackle, we're going to have Brandon Shell, which is going to be really bad. At left hand, we have Leonard Williams. I'm going to try to move him this season. I think he's a guy that's really talented, but I want draft picks, and hopefully closer to the deadline, we can move Leonard Williams. At right hand, we have Henry Anderson. Defensive tackle is Steve McClendon with Deion Simon. At left outside linebacker, we have Jordan Jenkins. At middle linebacker, Avery Williamson, who's going to be the captain of our defense if I have anything to say about it. Right outside linebacker is Lorenzo Malden IV. And at cornerback, we have Tremaine Johnson, Morris Claiborne, Buster Skrine, Darryl Roberts, and Terrence Brooks as kind of our guys there. Free safety will be Marcus May, and strong safety is going to be Jamal Adams, who is going to have one heck of a season if we're going to be successful. Cairo Santos is our kicker, and our punter, no one cares, is Lack Edwards.
The Sam Darnold era begins now. It's the coach. This is week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight, it's number 3 overall pick, Sam Darnold, who gets a start on opening night as his Jets get set for a tough one on the road against the Detroit Lions. I'll talk to you again at halftime. We'll look back at games from yesterday. But first, it's up to Ford Field. Standing by, here are Brandon Gott and Charles Davis.
You guys heard the coach. It is Sam Darnold's first NFL career start, and it's against a tough Detroit Lions team. Now, he's going to have a lot of different things thrown at him from a defensive perspective. Matt Patricia is his first game as a head coach. Can Sam Darnold come through? Can the Jets start the season off with a W and shock the world? Let's find out on Monday Night Football. So we're going to kick things off on defense and just hope that we can come through with the big stuff. I mean, I don't know how good our team's going to be defensively, but hopefully they can get the job done. Now, you may also notice that I'm playing on a defensive cam, and that's by design. I like defensive cams, a different look. Not a lot of people actually play on it, and it makes the game a lot more difficult. And honestly, I want to keep the games a lot more close, make it a bigger challenge for myself, and this is an easy way to go ahead and do that. So things are looking solid so far. Look, we get a good stop there in the backfield. It's 3rd down and 8. We don't really want to bail out this team, but we got to make sure we get a stop here. So Williamson, we're going to take control. Matt Stafford in the shotgun. Throws one out. We try to light him up, but Marvin Jones Jr. is going to haul that one in for a first down. That was a close play, but unfortunately it didn't really work out in our favor. So Stafford back there by himself now. First down and 10. Watching the tight end across the middle. We picked it off. The user pick, baby. We're going to go to the house. Williamson is running. No one's going to catch up to him. And look at the Jets getting into the end zone. Jets. It's the New York Jets, baby. And oh, go ahead and celebrate, young fella. You deserve that. Now, the Lions ended up getting the ball back, and as you can tell, it didn't really go super well for them. So they're forced to punt it. We'll see Robbie Anderson deep in his own territory, about the 15. So we try to stretch it out a little bit. Oh, the juke move. I mean, made one guy miss, got to the 28, and we got a positive gain of 3 yards there. And here's Sam Darnold, 75 overall, good throw power, solid accuracy. Let's see what he can do today. And we got to remember, the Jets traded up to number 3 with Indy to get Sam Darnold, so they need to make sure this guy actually goes up there and puts on the show. But Joe Mixon's first run for the Jets doesn't look too good. 2nd and 11, Darnold's going to get his first opportunity to throw the ball here. He's kind of got a guy beat. We're going to see one thrown back, and that's not even close. So it's 3rd down and 11. This drive offensively hasn't been good. And we've seen the defense actually keep us in the game so far with a huge pick 6. And I don't know how much more offense we're going to get. So across the middle, we're going to see this one go to Enunwa. Enunwa's so close to the first down marker. He fights. He gets 10 yards. But they're going to say 4th and inches. It's 4th and inches on the road 37. Coach Vini's a crazy one, but he knows if he can control the tempo, if he can get this offense going, they have an opportunity to beat this Detroit Lions team. So the handoff to Mixon. Mixon goes up the middle, and look at that. Positive yards for the young fella, getting about 6 there. 2nd and 16 after a false start penalty. Kind of got to the squad. We'll see what Darnold can do now. Look at Darnold out here scrambling. Hold up. Darnold got some legs real quick. Darnold's going to try to get out of bounds before he gets hit. It looks like a late hit to me, but he still gets 8 yards. 3rd down and 8. Sam Darnold at the shotgun with McGuire to his right-hand side. Safety comes up in the box, 1 safety high. Got a tight end wide open. Darnold finds him, and we're going to see Clive Walford haul in the first down for the Jets. Here we go on the 43. Coach Vini has called a masterful game plan so far. He's taking some risks, but they've mostly worked out for him. So McGuire in the backfield here with Darnold. He's going to go up the middle. He's got all the room in the world. He gets 10 yards on that carry for another first down. There's actually a really bad spot, so they say that he has 2nd and inches, not quite the first down that he wants. So McGuire's still in the game. Not sure why we don't see Mixon in right now, but you know, if McGuire's out here cooking, we'll let the young fella keep eating. McGuire moves to the left-hand side now. Seeing the safety move up in the box again. Looks like a little bit of a blitz coming. They left the tight end wide open, but oh, the crossing corner is able to get his hands on it and bats it down. The Lions are feeling it right now. The pressure is there as the Jets are almost into the red zone. Now Joe Mixon comes into the game. Haven't seen a ton of him today, but when he's been in the game, he's been mostly effective, and he gets lit up by the right end on that play. 3rd down and 12 for the Jets. Coach Vini, not the happiest human being on the planet right now. So Anderson out to the left, and Enunwa in the slot. Let's see Sam Darnold roll around a little bit. He's got some time in front of him. He's going to keep it moving. Can he get a block here? Sam Darnold out here showing the legs. Sam Darnold's going to run. Sam Darnold, get down, young fella. He's down at the 3 after picking up a huge gain there. 1st and goal on the 3-yard line. First quarter is almost coming down to a close, but the Jets could go up 2 scores here if they can find themselves into the end zone. Looks like a blitz coming. Darnold goes across the middle, and Quincy Enunwa gets a touchdown for the Jets. And just like that, the first touchdown pass for Sam Darnold's NFL career goes to Quincy Enunwa in the first quarter against the Lions. Now, I never foresaw a 2-touchdown lead here against the Lions, but we'll take what we can actually get at this point. But Stafford back here in the pistol. Oh, he's getting a little bit of pressure. Stafford's rolling out. Stafford's going to get sacked. Stafford's going to fumble. This was going to be picked up by Wagner, but what a huge hit on Stafford. And Jenkins gets the sack and forced fumble. I mean, maybe I was too down on the Jets right now. Like, this team is playing significantly better than I thought. Stafford's out here struggling so far. Little handoff to Theo Riddick. Theo Riddick's going to try to find room, but the big fellas up front say not today. So 3rd down and 25. Stafford is not where he wants to be right now. They're out of field goal territory too, unless they want to kick a 61-yarder. Got a guy going deep. They're going to throw it to the edge. That one's going to get him a couple of yards down to the 34. Maybe a field goal, but not the best play. So the Lions are going to line up for a field goal. They're just trying to get on the board at this point with 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Not the start of the game that Matt Patricia initially hoped for. So the field goal kicker's ready to go. We're going to try to get into block. We're going to be not there. This was going to be close. They barely keep that one in the left side of the uprights. And the Lions are finally on the board. So the Lions have the ball inside the 15 now. Matt Stafford trying to get things going. It's like nice little dump off to Blunt. Blunt's going to move a couple of times, but he gets dropped for a loss of 7, so not the best screen pass of all time. And we just got word that Jordan Jenkins is out for the game. He bruised his sternum, so don't expect to see him out there on the field right now. So Stafford again, trying to make something happen here. Looking deep, he's going to throw it out to the corner. He's got Jones. We're going to light him up, though. Claiborne with the crazy hit. And Jones fumbled. The Jets recovered. And with 45 seconds left, The Lions are not going to score here. At this point, Detroit just can't get out of their own way, so the Jets have a little bit of time. All their timeout stuff, they're going to try to score. Tight end wide open across the middle. No one was covering Walford. He's going to get down to, it looks like, the 30. We're going to call our first timeout. Honestly, at this point, it's all about getting points on the board. If we can get a field goal, that'll be huge for our team and make it a 2-touchdown lead. Going across the middle, we're going to see Quincy Enunwa. Enunwa's going to break out of a tackle, and he's down this time at the 44. We're almost in field goal territory. With not a lot of time on the clock, only one timeout, and not exactly where we want to be field position-wise, we have to make the most of it. So again, looks like a safety coming up in the box. Darnold drops back. A lot of pressure coming to him. He's going to get rid of that one quick. He throws it. If Robbie Anderson turned around, he might have been able to catch that one. 2nd down and 10. Again, still an opportunity to do something great here. See Curtis in the slot. Walford's going to break out to the right-hand side. Mixon again, still in the game. Going to roll a little bit. Got a tight end going deep. This one's going to be caught by Walford. Walford's still moving. Walford's going to try to break the tackle. He is down at the 7. We are inside the 10 after that monster play. With 18 seconds left, we have no timeouts. Any play we do has to basically be into the end zone. We cannot take a sack right now because that could risk us not getting a field goal off. Sam Darnold's going to roll around a little bit. He's got a guy. He throws it back, nearly picked off with 13 seconds left. Again, here at the 7, Darnold on 2nd and goal. So many opportunities. He's going to risk one. Nearly picked off again. Look, we got to be safe. We're going to go ahead and take the field goal here because that's getting a little too dicey. After a couple of crazy plays, we opt for the field goal, and we're going to go ahead and make sure we walk this one in. That is down the middle. That is going to give us a 17-3 lead, and we're going to be okay going into halftime. So after halftime, we've got a 2-touchdown lead, and I honestly thought this game would be going the polar opposite than what it is right now. But we'll take what we have. We do not want to take our foot off the gas pedal, though. Now, Robbie Anderson one-on-one. Darnold sees him. He recognized it. Robbie Anderson's running. This was going to be deep, and Robbie Anderson can't quite get to it. That would have been a huge play to start the half. What an unbelievable, stroke of luck for the Lions there. That would have been a touchdown if Robbie Anderson just saw it and moved over a little bit, but instead, he's not. And Joe Mixon on the run here is going to get mauled in the back. So after Joe Mixon doesn't have the best run of all time there, it's 3rd and 14, and honestly, I just can't stop thinking about what could have been a touchdown for us. And the ball's thrown. That was going to be off. Darius Slay Jr. is going to intercept that one. It should have been a touchdown earlier. Now it's going to be an interception. The Lions have some life as they're inside the 15. This is not the tone that we wanted to set here. The Lions are right back in this game now. They're inside the 15. They have an opportunity to score here if Stafford can get things going. So they're going to hand this one off to LeGarrette Blount. Blount goes up the middle, and Blount gets about 5 or so. 2nd and 5. They're trying to get LeGarrette Blount going. You know, he was kind of instrumental in the first half, but then they went away from him. Now they run with him again, and what a hit. Jamal Adams lights him up at the 6. This is one of the biggest plays of the game so far for us. After not capitalizing on the last drive, you've got to stop them here. So 3rd down and 3. Stafford by his lonesome. We'll try and get some pressure in here. Stafford throws it on there, and then, oh, what a catch. The slant route is perfectly executed. The Lions score, and just like that, it's back to being a single touchdown game. For this Jets team to shine, they have got to get the running game back and going. I mean, we have not gotten Joe Mixon off. He is about 5 or so touches and only a single rushing yard. So we want to fix that here. Joe Mixon goes up the middle, and look at that. That's the Joe Mixon we traded for, finally getting a big carry. 2nd and inches. Mixon still in the backfield. Looks like he got out of the coach's doghouse from in the first half, and we're going to give him a lot more carries here. Now he goes up the middle again. Another 1st down for Mixon. Again, a 1-touchdown lead here in the 35. Darnold's going to drive back. A little bit of pressure in his face. He throws it in. It's picked off by Kennard. Kennard's going to intercept that one. He goes through the middle. And they're at the 27 again. Things are looking really bad for the Jets all of a sudden. There's a lot of onus being put on the defense right now for New York. They have got to make a stop here. If they make a stop, the team could be okay, but things are not looking too good now. Now we're coming in hot on the blitz. This ball's going to be caught by Jones Jr., who's going to break a tackle. They drop him at the 7, and the Lions are knocking on the doorstep. 1st and goal from the 7. Jets feel their backs against the wall now. How are they going to react? Stafford again. Goes out to the flats, and he throws one away. 2nd and goal. Here on the 7-yard line. Stafford again locking in. Jets are trying to make some sort of play here. Roberts is going to move in motion over to our side. Could possibly be a run to the strong side. Looks like a handoff. Oh, fake handoff. Stafford throws it out there. This is going to be close. May have been pass interference. We're going to find out which side it's on. But that is a big, big play for the Lions if the play stands. And the Jets catch a break. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 7. That would have been a game-tying touchdown, but the Jets kind of get a break there. They got an opportunity to stay alive. Let's see if they can get this one. From the 7, Stafford again dropping back. He's rolling around. He's got a guy across the middle. Stafford's going to move. Stafford throws one. Looks like a legal forward pass. Riddick's going to get killed. They won't get a touchdown regardless. Let's see what the penalty ends up being. And as you can imagine, we'll take 4th down and goal from the 11. So the Lions are going to opt for a field goal here. This will still make it a 4-point game, which again, a touchdown gives them a significant lead. Let's see if the Jets can actually block this one. It's going to be close. This one is up, and it's right down the middle from Prater. 4-point game. The Jets are collapsing. There's so much pressure on this Jets defense. They have been monstrous so far today, but I don't know how many times he can bail out this offense. So Matt Stafford again, rolling around, throws it on the run. This is going to be picked off. Johnson picks this one off. Tremaine Johnson looking to do something here. Jukes Matt Stafford out of his shoes. He's going to end up getting caught at the 26-yard line. But Tremaine Johnson with the play of the game, or at least play of the half right now. This Jets offense now has a second life. If they can get a touchdown here, even just a field goal, that would be huge for their confidence. So Mixon's going to run to the edge. He's going to try to go somewhere, but they're going to wrap him up in the backfield. He just hasn't been successful at all today. Sam Darnold under center now, 2nd and 13. He's got a guy across the middle. He's going to find him here, and Jermaine Kearse with the 1st down on the 14-yard grab. Inside the 15. Coach Vini is as nervous as you can possibly get. We got a good opportunity here to run. Darnold says run to the left-hand side instead. That's going to be the strong side here. You're going to see Mixon get over. Mixon's going to try to turn the corner. They stop him shy of the marker, but he's down at the 7. 2nd and 2. 3rd quarter is coming to a close now. Darnold again moves under center. They're going to try to run, even though they're looking like a blitz is coming from the Lions. Now up the middle goes Mixon, and Mixon carries him through, gets lit up, but he gets 3 yards when he only needed 2. Going into the 4th quarter, it's a 4-point game, and the Jets have an opportunity to clinch it. While the Jets played well in the first half, the second half, they haven't put points on the board yet. The 3rd quarter, they put a big fat donut on the board, and they need some points ASAP. You can't get on the 4-yard line and not score. So Mixon up the middle is going to get down to the 1. So close to answering this call. On the 1-yard line. Defensive line versus offensive line. Who is going to get the job done? Darnold again under center on 2nd and goal. Hands it off to Mixon, who goes to the middle, and he gets trucked. Mixon gets destroyed on the 1. A potential goal line stand here for the Lions. 1-yard line. 7 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. A touchdown makes things so much better for the Jets. But can they answer that call? Mixon cuts up the field, and Mixon again. They say he gets in. I thought he was stopped at the 1. I was prepared to be upset. But Joe Mixon gets the ball to cross the goal line, and the Jets are going to have an 11-point lead if the extra point goes in. But the booth is going to review it. You had to imagine this was going to be happening here. Will the Jets be okay? Will they be destroyed? It's going to be a tough one. Let's see where the referees end up going with the spot of the ball, but I would not want to be making this call if I were them. So unfortunately, the referee comes out and says we did not get the touchdown. So we're going to go out here and put the kicker on. Let him get this field goal, make it a touchdown difference, and hope that our defense comes up huge again. Now, the Lions had the ball back on offense, but they fumbled. It was picked up by Darren Lee, who we didn't even expect to be playing in this game. And now we have the ball with great field position. And Joe Mixon, it's about time you go to work, young fella. Now, what a juke, and he gets about a couple of yards. At this point, 3 points again on the board would be welcome. We don't need a touchdown, but we would love a touchdown. The safety in the box. He's blitzing heavy. That gives Joe Mixon all types of room in the world, and Joe Mixon's out here rumbling. Joe Mixon gets down to the 16. More yards on that 1 carry than he's had all game. 2nd and 10, Mixon still in the backfield. We've been using him this entire drive. We're going to do it again here. The halfback screen goes to Mixon, and Mixon has nowhere to go as they drop him for a loss of a yard. But honestly, with 3rd down and 11, we are trying to run the clock and shoot as much as we can. Sam Darnold with 3 interceptions. We want to keep the ball out of his hands at the moment. So we're going to let him hand it off to Joe Mixon. Mixon's got some room. Excuse me, Rawls has some room. Thomas Rawls comes into the game, and Rawls' run will put us in prime position to go ahead and kick a field goal here in 4th and 5. So from the 11, the kicker Cairo Santos is going to line up. Should be good. This one's down the middle. That one is good. And a 10-point lead for the Jets. With a 10-point lead and 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, this Jets defense can end this game right here. You get a stop, this game is pretty much all but over. So Stafford's going to throw one. Oh, he's going to split. Jones gets hit pretty hard there by Jamal Adams, but he holds it in. The 2-minute warning is hitting. Coach Vini knows if this defense gets that stop, everything is going to be fine. So Stafford in the pistol. He's got LeGarrette Blount behind him, but you can't imagine they're going to run it with the clock ticking like it is right now. Out to the flats, you're going to see Wilson. Wilson gets out of bounds quickly, but only gets a yard. 2nd and 9. You see Theo Riddick to the right-hand side of Matthew Stafford. Stafford again in shotgun. Throws one, nearly intercepted. Wilson somehow hauls that one in. Darren Lee almost picked it off. Stafford again feeling it right now. He's in shotgun, looking to get something going here. They're going to try to go for something deep, you have to imagine. Stafford's going to throw one out to the corner. That one is going to be incomplete. Stafford again by his lonesome. They're in shotgun. We got to get a blitz going at some point, but we're kind of afraid of the mismatches at the moment. And the ball's thrown. That one's nearly intercepted. Galladay has it batted up in the air. 3rd down and 10. We have been here before, and we need this one to end with a stop. Lots of linebackers in right now. We're going to see Marcus May patrolling the middle. Marcus May watching. This was going out to the corner. We're going to see him go up, and Claiborne, Mo Claiborne, who has struggled his entire career, picks it off. But then he falls at the 1 yard line, and this could be not so great for us. With our backs on our own goal line, we have got to get some positive yards. And look, Joe Mixon, he got us some yards here in the second half. We need a big carry here. So Mixon's going to try to carry it out. Mixon gets caught by the shoelaces. If they didn't catch him there, he might have been gone. On the 2 yard line now, again, Mixon in the backfield with Thomas out to the right-hand side. Darnold's going to hike this one. Hands it off to Mixon. Mixon again with some room. Doesn't get a lot of yards, but he gets 2. 3rd down and 7. Jets are going to opt to pass here. Got a guy across the middle. We're going to see Enuma. Enuma does make the catch, and that is the first down, making Detroit use their last time out of the game. It wasn't a pretty game by any stretch of the imagination, but the Jets got the job done today. Interceptions, touchdown passes, a really bad running game, but somehow this team, they needed it the most, they got the job done. To recap the stats, both quarterbacks were absolutely abysmal today. Sam Darnold with a horrible QB rating, and Matthew Stafford with not very much of a better one. 130 yards for Darnold, 203 for Stafford, 1 touchdown for each, and 3 interceptions for each as well. On the rushing side, Joe Mixon got a ton of carries. He just didn't get a ton of yards. And honestly, Elijah McGuire showed some progress, and maybe we'll give him a few more touches in the next game. In the air, TJ Jones had 5 catches for 55 yards, Luke Wilson also had 5 for 59, and Marvin Jones had 5 for 72. Not a lot to celebrate in our passing game, but Quincy Enunwa did get 1 touchdown that was pretty big for this team. Defensively, I can't believe it, but Mo Claiborne was our player of the game. 9 total tackles as a cornerback with 1 interception. Jamal Adams had some major hits today with 5. Lorenzo Malden had 6. Avery Williamson was also huge with 3 tackles and an interception that was returned for a touchdown. So after the game, we have a couple of guys we can actually go ahead and upgrade. So Tremaine Johnson obviously deserved it. I mean, that interception he had was money. So we can do zone, man-to-man, or slot. I'm thinking we go man-to-man because it's a little bit better for our scheme. Typically, it's going to improve your man coverage, your press, and your jump. So we're going to increase it, see what we get. So he's an 83 overall now in that area. So agility, awareness, and tackle all go up 1, and man coverage goes up 2. Up next, we have Jordan Jenkins, who also got injured today, which isn't the greatest, but we can see run stopper, speed rusher, pass coverage, or power rusher. Honestly, I want him to get a little bit better in his pass coverage. I feel like he's lacking severely right there for what I need from him. So he goes up 4 in man coverage, 1 for play recognition, 1 for tackle, and +1 for zone coverage. Daryl Roberts is another guy that we can increase here, and I think man-to-man is where we got to go for this guy. Look, I want to play a little bit more man coverage, and right now, I don't really feel the best about it. So +1 for awareness and press, and +2 for man coverage. All jokes aside, Darren Lee actually played pretty well, so his field general will go up. We didn't expect him to play today, but he showed up when we needed him the most. He's a fast guy, so +1 for block shedding, +1 for tackle, and then +2 to play recognition and to zone coverage. And lastly, we have Xavier Cooper, so we're going to give him a plus to his run stopping. That's a better scheme fit, and we'll see how he gets in there. I think this guy won't play too much, but you got to get your backups and make sure they're ready to go. So we had a crazy win against the Lions. I did not expect for that to happen, but you know what? We will take them how we get them. I don't know how many wins we're going to get today or in this season, but leave me a comment down below. Tell me how many wins you think we're going to get, and I will catch you guys on the very next episode.